Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to review the X-Eon Neutron, which is the nuclear variant of the X-Eon. This was added in about 2 months ago during the Nuclear 11 weapon drop, and you can get this from the quartermaster at the moment from the Nuclear 11 hack, which is 1,000 salvage. It's here until Friday. I believe there's like 15 or 20 nuclear variants you can get from this hack, so you're going to have to open a lot of them in order to get it. Worst case scenario, you'll have to spend like 20,000 salvage or something like that, but basically it's a very worthwhile hack because there are quite a few weapons you can get which are really good. So if you are able to get the de-atomizers, it's definitely a worthwhile hack because you can get some new nuke variants which you haven't got yet. So I highly recommend getting that, and that's how I got this variant. But the way I'm going to do this video is I'm going to go over the perks of the weapon, then the appearance, zombies and opinion. There isn't much to say for zombies and appearance, but we'll just get into it. So as with basically every weapon in Infinite Warfare, this gun has 2 perks. The first perk is of course the nuclear perk, which says after a 25 player kill streak you will get a de-atomizer strike. So that's pretty self-explanatory. After 25 kills with this gun, you'll get a de-atomizer strike. You don't necessarily have to get all 25 kills with this gun, however, if you have a different nuke variant on your class, or you get like 10 kills with this weapon, you run out of ammo, you pick up another nuke variant, you can get 15 kills with that and still get the de-atomizer. It doesn't matter what combination of nuclear weapons you get the 25 kills with, it just matters that you get them with nuclear variants. The second perk is the common perk called Stockpile, and what this does is it gives you increased ammo. This actually increases the amount of ammo you have in your magazine, so you will actually get 36 bullets instead of 30. This is actually very nice because you can't put extended mags on energy weapons. You can use fusion mags, but this requires you to stop shooting in order to regen bullets, I believe. So having 36 bullets instead of 30 is actually very nice to have, and it definitely could be the difference between winning a gunfight and losing a gunfight, so it's very nice to have, and it's probably one of the better perks to have with a nuclear variant. For the appearance of the weapon, it is identical to the base X-Eon, the only difference being that it has the legendary camera on it. I actually quite like this because the X-Eon actually looks like a really nice weapon and it looks really cool. So of course the X-Eon Horizon or the war side looks better because of the different sight and everything, but at the same time the X-Eon is a very cool looking weapon, I think, and the appearance doesn't change between the base variant or anything, so just that's the appearance over with. As for zombies, the way nuclear weapons work in zombies is that after 150 kills, I believe you get a nuke power up. So this is actually very good if you're just trying to blast through the rounds, get as many keys as possible, or just try to go into the high rounds. After every 150 kills you would get a nuke power up, so it's actually very useful in that regard. And if you're willing to use X-Eon, which is actually quite good in zombies, actually I've used it a couple of times and it's actually really good. So it isn't like amazing, it isn't like the Sentinel or Butcher or something, but it's definitely up there. So if you're willing to use the nuke variant, you can get 150 kills with it and it'll spawn a nuke. So I would say it's kind of worthwhile using if you're just trying to blast through the rounds. As for my opinion on the weapon, I love the X-Eon. Like, the X-Eon is actually one of my favourite guns in the game. I would say it's up there with the OSA and the Volk for me. I kind of have a weird preference for guns in this game because I'm not the typical sort of K-bar and V4 person who just loves those guns. I actually really like the likes of the OSA or the Volk or the X-Eon, for example. So to finally have the nuke variant of the X-Eon is very nice for me because it means that I can finally get a de-at with it. So, which, I mean, the gameplay in the background is me getting a de-at with it, so I thought it kind of suited. I'm very happy to finally have this weapon, and you can get it, like I said, from the hack in the quartermaster moment. The increased ammo that comes with this gun is actually really good as well because that's 6 bullets. It could be the difference between life and death, and you can't use extended mags, like I said, on energy weapons, so it's actually really good to have. And I'm sure it's probably helped me in a few situations in this gameplay, but maybe it hasn't. I don't know, but it's very good to have regardless. Every DLC weapon in Infinite Warfare basically has some sort of gimmick, or well, they usually do. So for example, the VPR has that weird like horizontal hipfire spread, which isn't that accurate and it isn't really worthwhile having, but it kind of functions the same as any other hipfire spread in the game, but that's besides the point, it's a gimmick. The Trick 50 has a one-shot kill no matter where you hit them in the body, but there is no aim assist either. And for the X-Eon's gimmick, it has incredibly accurate hipfire spread, but it shoots a lot slower than what it does when ADSing. This is actually really useful and it's helped me in a few situations in this gameplay. You'll see near the end, unless it's already played, that I start calling in like an advanced UAV or UAV or something, and I get in the gunfight and I'm able to hipfire the person to death because of the accuracy of the hipfire spread. If the X-Eon didn't have that accurate hipfire spread, I probably wouldn't have won the gunfight and I could have just died in like a 20 or something. So it's very nice to have that hipfire accuracy, and it's definitely one of the better gimmicks that a gun has in this game. So it's very good to have, and it's kind of one of the key perks of the X-Eon, no matter what variant you're using of it. As for my setup that I use in this video, I used foregrip, quick draw and suppressor. Foregrip is kind of needed because the X-Eon does have some sort of unpredictable recoil there, and it's not very good at a range either. It isn't good at like sniping range. There's some guns like the Type 2 and the NV4 kind of, I guess, as well, which are kind of good at really long ranges, and the wreck and stuff as well, but the X-Eon isn't very good at longer ranges. It's good at medium to close range, but at really far ranges it isn't very good, so having foregrip's actually pretty good and is quite useful for it. Quick draw, I actually use every gun in the game. Quick draw, so we don't really need it for the X-Eon due to the fact that it does have a really accurate hip fire spread, so you can probably get away with just hip firing and then going from hip firing into ADSing, and you'll probably get the kill anyway, but I just think it's nice to have quick draw, and there's nothing else I would really use to perk on, or the point on in my class. Suppressors are actually really good in this gun as well. There's some guns in Infinite Warfare where suppressors just work and suppressors also just don't work on. So for example, examples that come to mind would be the VPR with the suppressor. To me, any VPR variant aside from the UKI with suppressor is just terrible. It turns it into a pea shooter and it isn't very useful to me. There's other guns like the HVR which I also kind of find turn into a pea shooter with suppressor as well. The X-Eon is one of the guns which just turns into beast with suppressor for some reason. It's just really good. It doesn't really affect it doesn't affect the gun in any negative way, and it just makes it a lot more satisfying to use in my opinion. So I might just be weird, but I actually really like using it with suppressors, so it's definitely worthwhile having it on the gun, and it's really a crutch for any new class in my opinion. As with basically every gun I use in Infinite Warfare, I don't think a sight is needed on the gun because the X-Eon has one of the best iron sights in the game. If you're someone who just puts ELU or red dot in every single gun in the game, please try using the X-Eon without a sight, because it is actually really good, and you'll see in the gameplay that I actually just use the base sights on the gun, so the base sights are actually, I'd say, better than the reflex sight. So if you really just put a sight in every single gun without trying iron sights, please try the X-Eon iron sights because they are incredibly good. And I'm also very frustrated by picking up the X-Eon Horizon over and over again with stupid sights. Like, for some reason people just love putting Trojan and recon and stuff on the X-Eon, and I don't understand, because the iron sights are so good. That's besides the point. So in conclusion, the X-Eon is a very good weapon, as you probably know already. The nuclear variant is very good to use as well. I think I got that de-atomiser you're seeing on my 5th or 6th game, and I've got multiple 50 plus kill games in TDM with it, and I think the only gun I've ever got 15 plus kills with. So if you have the X-Eon Neutron, I definitely recommend using it if you are confident in getting de-ats or whatever, or if you're trying to get your first de-at. If you have this gun, definitely use it because it is very fun to use. It's definitely one of the more powerful guns in the game. It isn't overpowered or anything, it's also not really easy to use, but it's definitely one of the funner guns to use in the game, I would say, and it's very worthwhile using. The increased ammo is very good to use. Suppressor works. The increased ammo is very useful on the X-Eon as well, because energy weapons don't get extended, like I said. Suppressor is really good in this gun as well, and I'd recommend using foregrip and quick draw, even though you can probably get away with not using quick draw because of the hip fire spread. But I'd say that's about it, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving a like, leave a subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye!